This is a nice sight. We're in the middle of a thunderstorm. The things I do for recceing sites. Yeah, I'm glad I'm in a forest. It's really chucking it now. Right. I'm recceing sites for the Box Hill camp. I think these forests are littered with kind of open spaces and fallen trees, and I think with a bit of camo netting we could hide away quite easily, and there's also evidence of people camping here. Like here, it might be a little bit open, but yeah, oh my god, the rain. Things I don't want to hide under a tree. It's a thunderstorm with proper lightning, as in the spooky stuff, not the cheap lightning. I'm not swearing. Don't know if I'll put this in the actual Box Hill collab video, but I recce'd the place a couple of days before, because I do think it's a good idea to recce places before you try and wild camp them. You can do it digitally. In my experience, generally, that doesn't lead to good camps. Usually you settling for something not so great. This is all very possible they're a bit too wide, because there's somewhere up here, there's a path, but there's so many dens in the area like this as well, which could be adapted. Although maybe not for having a tent inside. But yeah, you have to do some major woodwork trying to get all the wood out. Getting out of Dodge and getting off Box Hill, because it's just what I thought was maybe a passing thunderstorm. There's been several storms and it was supposed to be earlier, it was supposed to be much earlier in the day, and the sun's out, the sun's fine, the sun's there, the sun's being all shiny, but it's just throwing rain down, and I am completely drenched. I'm getting a bit worried, because as soon as the sun goes down, the temperature's going to drop, and I don't have any extra layers. Or yeah, I know hiking 101, but it wasn't really a hike, it was a recce of an area I know next to a bus route that runs directly to my, where I live. So it's, it's not like I'm in the remotest part of the world. I found a few nice spots, and hopefully everything will go to plan on Saturday. It's been interesting trying to recce somewhere specifically beforehand, because usually either I know an area or I go past and go, ooh. I do recommend that for where you've got something that you don't really want to bail on, or you've got other people involved or whatever. I recommend it, because it's so easy to go wrong with digital stuff. The problem with Google using satellite maps, they don't show you where the fences are, and they don't show you how boggy the ground is. You can just see there's a wood there, or a field or whatever. You see, now it's all, well, I won't say lovely, but it's just stopped raining, so thanks. Now the sun is going down, I'm drenched. Yeah, this is the Bford Bank, otherwise known as Barrie's Bank, because J.M. Barrie stalked George Meredith, who lived there. I painted it. It was his, I think, his writing cabin and the house underneath. And there's actually if you walk along the road, you can see the shed where his donkey called Panic used to ride a donkey up to the top every day or so, I think. Yeah, J.M. Barrie, as in Peter Pan, who was like a clerk but an aspiring writer, was a big fan of George Meredith. George Meredith was a local writer and a very big character. The story goes is that he sat on the bank and George Meredith saw him, and then he did a runner. So J.M. Barrie just ran off. It does seem like a man crush, and what we know about J.M. Barrie, George Meredith has a big white beard, is cute. So I do think it was a bit of a man crush infatuation thing, because it's like, why did you run off then? Here we are at Box Hill with an idiot outdoors. I'm just showing him. Am I going the right way? Am I going the right way? Yep, we are going the right way. I'm just showing him where the green wood is, which is a place I've drawn and painted many a time. We're heading up there to a place where I think we could actually camp. That bit place is a little bit too close to the road, I think. But I think we could camp there. So we'll have a look. 80%, I looked it up. I don't usually look at my stats and all the analytics and stuff, but 80% of people who watch my videos don't subscribe. You know, it's like, subscribe people. Like only like 20% people who watch the videos actually subscribers.
Small following that we have got, the regular followers.
Yeah.
They're hardcore committed.
Yeah, oh, they're hardcore. I love them. I love my hardcore. I don't have a name for them. Some channels have got a name for them. Like one channel, I feel calls them Spuds. Another one calls them Ronlings because he's called Ron, which I think is find a bit strange. I love the people who do, like Sparker68 and Anne Vasey, who follows all my Thames Pass stuff, and I love that. Lovely people. Here it's very quiet. You just don't hear birds here. And I've done paintings of this. This was where, to tell spooky stories, I was here at dusk one time painting this very scene. I was sitting on the ground on a tiny stool. No one was here. No one came through here, which is how I know that no one comes through here, because I've been here at dusk painting and drawing. And then a bird flew into me and knocked me off a chair, and then it wasn't gone. And there was this black bird, and I was like, was that real? Did I imagine that? It was just really, really strange.
It's got hammock potential.
Yeah, it has got hammock potential. The problem here is that there's no level ground.
You don't need level ground with a hammock. That's the beauty of it.
You do with a tent.
I don't mean, I wouldn't, you know what I mean, Tim?
Yeah.
Would you consider adding a hammock to your arsenal of...
Maybe. I thought about it. It depends how much kind of like wood camp. I do a lot of wood camping, but it's a difficulty thing if it's the only thing I've got on a longer hike. You can't guarantee you're going to find somewhere. So I think you'd have to carry some kind of bivvy backup or something, just in case you don't find anything.
I meant sort of, say if you're doing these more casual camps.
Yeah, possibly.
And you know, you're on about the extra weight at the top.
Yeah.
You can get tarps so much lighter. I don't know, I've seen birds in here. Birds up there.
Yeah, they're very quiet though. I never know why they're so quiet in here.
I might have a theory for you, Tim.
What's that?
You know I love the garden birds, don't you? And
Yeah.
it could be, if you've got certain predators about, there might be sparrowhawks, there might be kestrels about.
Yeah.
Small birds that are normally very noisy, they get spooked, and when they get spooked they can disappear for an hour.
They're always like this around here.
They might steer clear from here for a lot of the time due to its elevation and its the chance of being arrested basically by
yes. This is where it gets a little bit. This is where it gets a little bit. I think it's the only bit we have to do like that. You'll see there has been tree falls, but people have actually gone around them now. So around COVID and that sort of time when that tree fall happened, this place was so quiet. But I've seen like dog leads hanging from trees, so few people do come through here. But it used to be a main route. We had a few tree falls blocking the path, and then people just stopped coming down here. I very rarely ever see anyone else down here.
Do a couple of shout outs. First one, hey Moley.
Where are you?
No, it's totally cool, mate, we understand. We'll just do the talking about you off camera, won't we, Tim?
Yeah. You can't catch us on 360 this time.
No, you know we're only kidding, Moley.
I have to say thank you to, I can't remember his last name, but Mike tipped me via Ko-Fi or coffee. Is it coffee or Ko-Fi? I don't know.
I think it's meant to be coffee.
But yeah,
spelled
I always call it Ko-Fi. We're getting near the first possible site. So we've found a site. I mean, it's excellent.
Yep. I've left me pack in the car, Tim.
Yeah, I know.
Very thirsty, mate.
I know.
I bought the bag of swag, which is, if they can spot it, do you reckon they can spot it, Tim?
Well, can anyone spot it here? I can't see it. No.
The bag of swag.
Can anyone spot it on the video? especially as you can see, My terrible camera. Yeah, no, if it was a better camera, you probably could. But yeah, it is there. But it's worse. No one's going to see that. Seriously, unless they stumble right on it.
Was ist das?
Was ist das? Was ist das? Was ist los? Ich nicht verstehe. So anyway, yeah, we're going to go and get the stuff. I think we'll be fine here. I think we will be fine. What are you doing?
Just checking. This is hammock potential.
Yeah. I thought we were checking for widow makers, but these are definitely live trees, unlike the first place.
I'm really indecisive as to what to do, because when I've got the camo tarp off, that's quite hidden as well.
Well, I could sit down on the loggies as well. So I've got my sit mat, so I can sit on the logs.
You ain't got your chair with you?
No. With my arm, I was like, oh wow, this is quite a grand attempt at a den. You could throw a tarp over that. That wouldn't be visible at all. It is really beautiful. Well, maybe not that. For some reason the bikers really like gunning it up here. They spend about 5 seconds at the top of the viewpoint and then they go again. It's like, why did you drive up here?
Just thought I'd share that little snippet of a view that we've got as we've come out of
the dark green wood, as I call it. On my first ever wild camp, I camped up there. So where you see that bench, I think, at the top underneath the trees. I was camping a bit further up by the Broadwood Tower. In fact, that picture of me with a red hat was taken up there.
Awesome.
And then I camped up there. That was my first ever wild camp.
And now look at you.
Now look at me. What have I done?
You're a pro wild camper now, Tim.
Am I pro? I don't know. People seem to think I'm pro just because I've got a YouTube channel, and I have no idea. I've been told by my doctor to be careful about my arm. So yeah, what do? I go hiking. I didn't think that was what she had intended.
Starting to look a bit familiar.
Yeah.
We had the sort of...
That was a tree we went past earlier.
over there. If we kept that to our left, didn't we, as we was coming in?
Didn't go through there.
We've got people there. Go and check where the star is.
I've been through here.
Sorry?
I've literally been through here on Thursday. Oh, down there.
There it is, look. The fallen tree.
Yeah. Wow, we got very close without... Sorry? We got very close without any... Oh, sorry. Right. You never get to see you putting up the camera net.
Not fun.
Well, it may not be fun, but it's an important part of... Well, it's an important part of your wild camp, and people would probably like to see the process.
Where's your spot going to be? Because I'm going
to be here, I think.
Which way do you think going?
That's a long way, so this way. So between this and this.
Long here?
Yeah, it's a long here.
So you want this coming back to...
Yeah. It depends if we're going to fit between the two. I think I can fit between those two, if not I might have to be a bit further back. Let's just go and get the ground sheet and check. So the camo net is up, and my tent's up, and Paul's putting his tent up. I've started drinking, though it isn't the outdoors in yet because I haven't got the sign up. But yeah, I'm having Lemon Sherbet English cider, which sounds disgusting, but it's actually really nice. It's lemon cider.
Don't knock it till you try.
Yeah, but I've got an even worse one later. I've got one that I will. I'm thinking probably will be horrible. Now I might save that for the live stream. Already it's hard to see. There was some noise from over here. I think some lads were playing on the play. There's lots of on the National Play Trail. There's lots of adventure playground, wood and seesaws and things. But yeah, once you're over here, no chance of seeing us. But it's very hard to see. Yeah, that's where there were some people on earlier. That's a very strange thing. Yeah, it looks faintly demonic, let's say. More dimmed. I love the big benches though. Yeah, the sort of circle of things and that and something. Oh, big hole. I think maybe you're supposed to go and topple them and run up and down them. I was thinking you just sit on them, but yeah. Yep, that is very stealthy. You can just sort of see the green tent up that way, but that'll be obviously changed with the camo net. But from this side, yeah, no, nothing at all. You can't see it. I might go around. It's very spiky around here. So both tents are up. And also all the camo netting. I'll show you properly tomorrow. And we have our sitting area, of course. Very importantly, the outside in.
Probably the other way around, but
there we are. Oh. And the lamp as well. The lamp. Hello, lamp.
Do you want me to point?
The lamp. Barbecue is ready.
Overdoing it, but I've learnt now.
Yeah.
Less is more.
More is more.
More is more.
More is more.
Because by the time it burns down, and it will just be a nice cooking heat. Whereas before, we had to keep. Remember in the woods before, we had to keep
adding more.
You waited till 4 AM for a burger.
Yeah.
It might as well have been.
But so what you do is then you sort of light it, and then you let the coals go down. Then you put the grill on.
Once the flames have gone, then I'll put the grill on, because otherwise you end up blacking that and you end up warping it.
Cool.
With the, I don't know if you want to get the live on the go.
Yep. Yes, after the live stream, all is fallen asleep in the chair. Well, actually during the live stream, at the end. Oh yes. Good morning. It's 7:30 and I think we're both awake. Not been disturbed here. I had a dog. There was a dog that came to the camp, I think. But otherwise, not really. Not had anybody come here, so. Slept fairly well. Yeah. I have problems with my shoulder at the moment. And my arm, which, yeah, well, I didn't sleep so well early on in the night. I'm better early in the morning. Anyway, let's get up and have some breakfast, I think. Hello. Oh, the sleep was longer, but I was awake anyway, so. There you can see how Paul staked out the holly tree brush that was in the way, pushed it back and staked it out, which was very clever. And there's the camera knitting. I heard deer or something around the tent, but not obviously around the tent itself, because I think there was the other side of the camera net and the holly. Something was around the tent. And lots of slugs. There were slugs on my water bottle last night. I picked up the wood bottle. I was like, oh no, there's slugs on it. I had to bang the bottle and bang them off. Which sounds rude. Bang off the slugs before I brought the water bottle in. Not the really big black ones, but the little ones. There's lots of those. Yeah, outside in. I think it's still quite low, something like 13, I think. Paul's table, and the chair, and the barbecue. I doused that last night. I'd rather have me cinnamon bun myself, but you go for it if you like worms, fella. Yeah, we've got a robin, got a visitor to the camp. A young robin. Now he's got the hump, look. Yeah. They always get shy as soon as you get the camera out. Oh no. Hello, Robin. Robin's like, have you got any munchies for me? And you're like, not really. Unless you like cereal. Or crisp. Can't give him a cinnamon roll because it'll poison it. What, cinnamon? Cinnamon will poison it. Oh wow. Poison cats. But I'm actually thinking of taking my tent down now. Probably about time to. I've been busted by a child going, they're camping over there. Thanks, child. Yeah, there's been a few dogs come into the camp. I think one of the dogs came over here and they followed, and then the child was like, we're camping over there. So I probably should take the tent down. Hungry little fella. Yeah. Maybe it wants the chair. The robin wants the chair. The chair.
Won't be the first time I've had a robin sat in my chair. As long as it ain't Batman, nothing to worry about. Been emotional.
Yep.
As always.
So this is where we're camping. So yeah, leave no trace, everyone. So yeah, we've got your recording and we've got the audio recording on this. So
I'm not going to add this to my video. I'm going to do it as a standalone.
Yeah.
Because it's gone on quite long.
Yeah.
2:20 in the afternoon. Wow. Floppy at the end.
That's what she said. I had to be recording that. So yeah, we're heading off now, and I'm not going to say this is where we were, and leave no trace, everyone. yeah, not that as a cliche. Thanks to Paul for coming.
Absolute pleasure.
Moley, you really should have been here. It was a good one. It was pretty chilled. We had a great live last night, and
even though nobody turned up.
Yeah, and no serial killer turned up. That was really disappointing. Check out the live, see what we're talking about there.
You did the chatting, I did the cooking, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like barbecue. It was a barbecue stream. You were barbecuing. I was sort of being the entertainment, trying to do my dancing. And we had sort of bikers going up, even late night, and people, sort of a few sort of boy racers. And today it's been very much the kids on the national play trial, but yeah, we've been busted twice.
By doggies and
by
kids.
Dogs and kids, yeah. They're camping over there. But yeah, now we're heading off. So I think this is if you enjoy this, definitely check out Paul's channel, which is An Idiot Outdoors. Why are you not subscribed to him if you're not? If you're a subscriber of me, definitely need to subscribe to him. And
they might not like me too. Simple as.
Well, they might not like me as well. They don't subscribe to me as first.
But yeah, he is an idiot.
Fair enough.
Who carries all that gear?
Ultralight. Like, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, say only 20% of people who watch my videos are subscribed. Yeah. Oh, cool. This is what I didn't drink last night. Oh, it's still cold. This is the amazing cool bag.
Feel how cold that is.
Wow. This is an amazing cool bag. That is amazing. Yeah, this is what I was drinking last night. Lemon Sherbet cider and bubblegum cider. You need to check the live stream to see what that was like. We'll put some old tosh on the next video. Something. I don't know. Please click on it, and I'll speak to you soon. Yay.